With us now is Clara del Villar, founder and editor-in-chief of HispanicPost.com, a conservative website. Clara, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Kathleen. I'm delighted to be here.
Well, talk to us about HispanicPost.com and why is the web such an important way to communicate with the Hispanic community?
Kathleen, I started the Hispanic Post about 18 months ago, and the idea being primarily understanding that the Hispanic community, a demographic now that totals 50 million in the United States. In fact, if they were a Hispanic nation set apart, they would be the second largest Hispanic country in the world, second only to Mexico. But this community engages technology and digital and social engagement to a level on par or exceeding the U.S. population. So when they get on the web, they search for news and ideas and communicate on the web profoundly. That includes social media.
In the wake of the 2012 presidential election, Republicans are working to improve their relationship with Hispanic voters. What does the GOP need to do to win over this very valuable and influential voting bloc?
Well, I think primarily there was certainly a policy disconnect and a communication disconnect. I think that we could have dealt with the issue of immigration a bit more diplomatically. I am not a part of the group that believes that we have to change our policies to engage the Hispanic community. What you just have to have is an intelligent and sensitive conversation with a community that really has come from either very authoritarian governments or very impoverished nations, and deal with this community, understanding the hardships they've gone through, and have a reasonable debate. They want law and order, so they understand the issues of illegal immigration. They want an opportunity, and they want to understand how to share with that in the United States. But the communication also, we didn't use digital to the innovative and effective way the Obama administration did.
Hispanic voters overwhelmingly voted for Barack Obama in the last election. Do you believe there are more Republican Hispanics than we think or seem to realize?
I think without question. And I say that not as a branding opportunity. I say that based on statistics. The Department of Labor came out with a study early last year that showed 8 out of 10 Hispanics in the United States work in the private sector. Now, it's easier to get a private sector job than a public sector job, but another survey indicated that 8 out of 10 profoundly prefer to work in the private sector than the public sector. They have strong social conservative beliefs, they have strong family units, and they have enormous opportunity interests in the United States. I think we didn't really spend the time with these communities, really engaging them and sharing our views in a way that they could understand. The way to communicate a view with this community that actually George W. Bush did very effectively is to premise every policy idea with the family and how it impacts your family, number one. Number two, I think the Republicans did not engage on Univision and the Spanish language networks to the degree that was critical to communicate the message on a broad-based level.
Let's chat for a second about immigration reform. A bipartisan group of senators is finalizing an agreement on this comprehensive proposal to overhaul the nation's immigration laws. Many Republicans have expressed opposition to allowing illegal immigrants to become citizens. How should Republicans proceed on this?
Right. Well, I think, first of all, we have to agree that we let this issue go too long. You know, we tried comprehensive reform a while ago. We tried to deal with the immigration issue. So we do have 11 million illegal immigrants. The word now to use is undocumented workers here. So I think that we also have to understand that the community is watching us and being impacted by the Obama administration and the Democratic view that you are anti-Hispanic if you don't agree with comprehensive reform. So I think we have to proceed very carefully. We have to acknowledge that the law and order factor is important. We have to acknowledge that border security in the United States is critical for all of our citizens to be safe. And we have to acknowledge that the immigration path is a long path no matter what path you choose. Let me clarify that. If you talk about the path to citizenship, even if you do everything right, Kathleen, you're still talking about a 12-year process. Why is that? Because we have 7% quotas in the United States for each country. So it's important to understand that I don't think Democrats are the Barack Obama administration is being very fair, articulating that this is a long and complicated process, even in the best of paths. So we have to really be understanding that the path to citizenship is not the rosy, easy path that is meant to be communicated by the Democrats. It'll be tough, it's long, and a lot of factors are involved.
Clara del Villar, thanks for being with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.